Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Cronovich and Bunny today, and today we're going to read a story called Too Many Carrots, written by Katy Hudson. And as you can guess from the cover of the book, there's going to be a bunny in our story. Looks like he's on a big pile of carrots. Let's read and find out what happens in our story. It's fun to look at our first page of our book because in it you're going to see lots of fun carrot things. For example, you might see that it says the to-do list has eat carrots, plant carrots, collect carrots, eat carrots. There are carrot signs everywhere. There are carrots on the lampshade. There's a carrot trophy for the bunny. Wow, this bunny must really like carrots. Rabbit loved carrots. He collected them wherever he went. When I read the picture, I can see he's collecting them from a garden. Uh-oh, the garden has a no bunny sign. He's collecting them even though he shouldn't. He must love those carrots so much. Rabbit was proud of his carrot collection, and he burrowed it away in his cozy hole. But Rabbit had a problem, a big problem. Can you tell what Rabbit's problem is by reading the picture? Oh my goodness, he can't even get into his home. He couldn't sleep. Oh, I guess not. He's covered with carrots. His cozy hole was too crowded to live in. It was crowded with carrots. I need a place to sleep, Rabbit told Tortoise. You could share my house, Tortoise offered. It looks cozy and snug, Rabbit said. Maybe it's a little too cozy and snug for two, asked Tortoise. Not at all, said Rabbit. Oh my goodness, a tortoise lives in his shell. Rabbit not only squeezed himself in, but he brought his carrots too. Uh-oh, oh dear, ouch. Ah, crash. Didn't work very well, did it? Oh dear, well, perhaps we can stay in Bird's nest, said Rabbit. My nest is quite small, Rabbit, said Bird. I'm sure we will all fit. Rabbit hauled all of his carrots up the tree. Uh-oh. Tortoise is in the nest with Bird, and here comes Rabbit with more carrots. Whoa, groaned Tortoise and Bird as the branch wobbled and swayed. What do you predict is going to happen? Let's see. And snapped, crash. I'm so sorry, Bird. Now 3 of us don't have a place to sleep, said Rabbit. You can sleep in my house, offered Squirrel. Oh, thank you, Squirrel. How kind of you. And if we can read the picture, we can tell Squirrel's house is in a tree, just like we'd think. I don't think any more of your carrots will fit, Rabbit, said Squirrel. Just a few more, Rabbit replied. Uh-oh, whimpered Tortoise, Bird, and Squirrel. Creak, crack, crash. Oh no. Rabbit's thinking of those carrots so much, he's forgetting to think about his friends, isn't he? Now 4 of us don't have anywhere to sleep, grumbled Squirrel. You can sleep at my house, called Beaver. It has plenty of space. Great, I can bring even more carrots, Rabbit said with a smile. But with all your carrots, we can't fit inside, said Beaver, a bit bewildered. Bewildered means he's puzzled. Why Rabbit would want to stuff that lodge with carrots? Just then, the rain started. Tortoise shivered, Bird whimpered, and Squirrel squeaked. And Beaver heard a terrible rumble as his house collapsed. "Oh no, my house!" yelled Beaver. "Oh no, my carrots!" cried Rabbit. Ah! Oh my goodness. All of the friends in the houses are getting washed away. Rabbit felt terrible. His friends were cold, tired, and homeless, and it was all his fault. Even worse, Rabbit still had all of his carrots and his house. And that's when he realized there was only one thing to do. Now, Rabbit has a problem, doesn't he? At first, Rabbit's problem was he couldn't live in his house because he had stuffed it full of carrots. And as he went from house to house of his friends, he kept stuffing their houses with carrots until finally there's only one house left. It's Rabbit's house. But Rabbit's house is still full of carrots. What do you think Rabbit should do? Let's see how he solves the problem. The only thing left to do was to share everything with his friends. After all, carrots weren't for collecting, they were for sharing. It looks like they're having a big carrot party, doesn't it? There's balloons and hats and oh my gosh, carrot juice, carrot soup, carrot cupcakes, all kinds of carrots. Now look at the friends' faces. How are they feeling? I can see some smiles now. They must be happy. And sharing made everything better. The end. Well, that was a fun story, wasn't it, boys and girls? It was a story about Rabbit who just loved things so much, he forgot to think of other things too, like his friends. He had a problem. You know, we were thinking of different ways he could have solved it. At the end, he shared his carrots with his friends. Sometimes boys and girls have said, well, maybe he could have just built something else to put the carrots in. Maybe he shouldn't have collected so many carrots at once. Sometimes there's more than one way to solve a problem. Now, we just read a story about Rabbit stuffing everything with carrots, and we have a fun math activity to do. When I think of bunnies and carrots, it makes me think of jelly beans too. And so today we have a jelly bean math activity. Bye. Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. Cronovich. We just heard a story called Too Many Carrots, and it was about Rabbit stuffing his house with carrots. When you fill containers up, that's called looking at the container's volume. Can you say that with me? Volume or capacity. How much will a container hold? So I have two fun activities that we're going to do today, all about volume and capacity. The first one requires a jar, and jelly beans are fun to put in it, but you can have any small candies or even little rocks or Legos that are about this size. And what you do first is you fill it up with 10, and you show everybody who's going to play the game how many 10 looks like. And then you ask a grown-up to put some extra jelly beans in the jar. So say I'm going to put these in, and then you go, well, I saw how many jelly beans were in the jar. Now how many do I think the jar will hold? Ask the grown-ups to give you a clue, like less than 30, more than 50. And once you do, you go all around and have everybody write down what their guess would be. So if I looked at it and I said, well, I saw how many 10 were, now I think maybe my guess is going to be 19. So you ask all the people playing to write down their guess. And then you empty the jar out and you count and see who came closest to estimating or making a thinking guess how many were in the jar. When you empty the jar, a good way to count them is to put them in rows of 10. And then at the end, you count up and see, well, how many were in the jar? And usually we say the winner gets 2 jelly beans and everybody who made a thinking guess gets 1. That's a fun way to play. But you can also work on volume and capacity with lots of other things too. So take any container, and it's fun to take containers that have 2 different sizes and decide what you want to use to fill them up. Maybe, for example, you'd like to try them with Duplos. So you can take Duplos in 2 different sizes and fill up one container. Say, okay, this container takes 1, 2, 3, 4. So the volume of this would be 4 Legos. Now, what do you think if we have a bigger container? Do you think it will take more or less? So you make an estimate, go, it's about halfway up. I think it could be 4, maybe 4 again. So my estimate is it's going to take 8. And you fill it up and check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my goodness. Almost 9 and almost 10. So there are lots of different ways to play it. You can play it with different containers. You can also play it with things that are different sizes, but that are the same type of thing. Like I could play with smaller jelly beans. I could play with smaller Legos. So have fun and try out some science and math today as you explore volume and capacity. Goodbye, boys and girls. Thanks for doing math and science together.